Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Wendy and this is my mobile home sweet home. Well, it is the end of August, not almost. It is nearing the end of August. And according to the Dollar Tree, fall is in the air. I was in there today and they've got all their fall stuff out, all their back to school. And my maple tree is starting to lose its leaves and they're changing color. All the things, all the signs that tell you fall is quickly approaching. So I thought that I'm not quite ready to decorate for fall yet. Not quite. I'm not ready yet to let go of summer. However, I did want to kind of start thinking about what I'm going to use to decorate with this year. Of course, I have all this stuff I had last year, and that's, I will definitely use that. I'm not going to go buy all new stuff. But I wanted to share with you an easy take on making a fall wreath. This isn't really a wreath. I think of a wreath as being round, but this little thing here is actually a doorknob hanger. I got it at the Dollar Tree last year. It's a whiteboard and it is a door hanger. I'm not exactly sure why you would need this, but anyway, I used it to make a wreath and I did get it too big for what I really had in mind. Once I got started, it just kind of it got away from me and I made it too big. And I could take the flowers out and redo it, but I actually thought it was rather pretty and I liked the style of it, the shape and everything. So I thought I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to make a different one that is more in keeping with what I originally had in mind. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I tried to find another one of these door hanger whiteboard things, and wouldn't you know, they don't have them this year. Whether they've stopped making them or stopped carrying them, whatever the case may be, I couldn't find one. So I had to come up with something else. Figures, right? So what I came up with, you could hang this on a doorknob if you wanted to. It's just this little thing. They've had these in there forever. It's a little chalkboard heart, and it's to keep track of how many days until the big day. So whatever your big day might be, whether it's a wedding or whatever, that's what this was intended for. But we're going to use it for something else. So we're going to pretend this is going to hang on a doorknob. If you wanted to, you could hang it anywhere you wanted. But I thought it would make a cute little fall decor piece. So let's get started and I'll show you how I did it before. Now the first thing we're going to do is take that and we're going to attach a piece of styrofoam. So I'm going to go do that and then we will start putting this thing together. Okay, so I've got this glued on with my hot glue gun. I just kind of put it in the middle, so I kind of have an idea that I want to do with this year. I wanted to use this little guy. They do have these in there this year again, so if you want to do it this way, you can still get these. They didn't go the way of the whiteboard door hanger. So, little scarecrow with the stick. Anyway, I thought it would be cute to put him in there and just kind of put flowers around it, make a cute little decor piece. I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to give it a try. If I don't like it, I'll take him out and do something else. But I think it will actually turn out pretty cute. So what I'm going to do is lower the camera down so you can see all the stuff I've got to make this project with. Now I'm going to try to do this smoothly so I don't have a shaking mess. Okay, here we go. Just lower this down a little bit. So as you can see, I've got all these things to work with. Oops, hold on a second. I got you a little crooked. Okay, there we go. So, we've got our styrofoam glued into the board. Luckily, I had a whole bunch of fall flowers left over from something else I made last year. And so I've essentially got a ton of fall flowers. So I just picked out some that I thought would look cute in this, but I'm going to break this stick off. It's a little long. So I'm going to break it off a little bit so that it's just short. And I'm going to impale Mr. Styrofoam, or Mr. Scarecrow to the styrofoam. Let's see, so you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Just kind of stick him in there wherever you think it's going to look the best. And then I'm just going to work around him with some flowers. So just start with projects like this. You just kind of start going and adding to it and working it, and it just kind of comes together on its own, so to speak. Not on its own, but you know, it just kind of falls into place, and you just keep working with what you've got and adding to it. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I think we've got enough flowers in here. You want to resist for me, this my problem and what I ran into making that one last year is resisting the temptation to keep adding more and more flowers just because I have them. So one thing I did here is because I want it to be long and narrow, so to speak, and supposed to, last year, remember I said I got that one too full. Well, this year I want this one to be long and narrow, more so in keeping with the shape of this board that I've got all this attached to. So that's why I've got some of these flowers at the bottom that are kind of upside down and hanging down this way. It's kind of what you do when you're doing a bouquet, like maybe a bridal bouquet or something like that. You'll see that they have flowers that trail out and hang down, and that's how you do that. So he looks really cute, and he looks like he's sitting in a whole bunch of flowers. And I've got the styrofoam is hidden, which is you don't want the styrofoam peeking through. So, so far so good. Now, one thing I do want to add is I want to add some ribbons. So I'm going to show you how to make a bow, a florist bow, and then we'll put that finishing touch on him. And then he'll be ready to hang wherever I can find a spot to hang him. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you that you can do if you feel like you need, some little extra touches. One thing they have, among all the zillions of others that they have at the Dollar Tree, they have these neat little pumpkins that have these clips on the back, so you can always add things like that to just kind of make it a little more festive, like, maybe tuck one in there somewhere, and just if you want. It's all personal taste, we all like different things. Let's see, it's hard to do this from the back. Like maybe, let's see here, if I can find the clip. Tuck that one on there, clip that one on there like that. Just kind of adds a fun little pop of color, like you need it on this, right? It's fall colors. There's plenty of pops. Just kind of stick that little brown one on there. You can't even really see him. In fact, I'm going to take him off because I don't like him there. But they also have, all these, you can buy these packets of leaves, and there's like a ton in there. So don't do what I did and buy 4 packages thinking you're going to run out. One would have been plenty. But, live and learn. And see, the bonus, I have more left over this year and next year and the year after that and the year after that. You can just tuck them in anywhere. It just kind of adds a fun little touch. But I have to resist that because I get carried away. And like I said, just because you have them doesn't mean you need to use them. So that's how my flower arrangements end up growing and getting too big, because I get going and I want to just keep adding and adding. There's another little leaf. Let's just kind of tuck him in there. I didn't glue him in, but I've got my glue gun plugged in. Where'd he go? I lost him. Oh, here he is. I've got my glue gun plugged in case I needed to attach anything that wouldn't stay. So I was really struggling with getting these flowers to stick in that styrofoam. For some reason, it was just really not, the stems were, I was having a hard time getting them in there. There's also a little hanger on top of this scarecrow's head. I don't know why my camera, there we go. But I don't think you'd want to hang this from that, because it's not sturdy enough and he'd slip right out. Because I stuck the stick of this, I stuck his stick into the styrofoam, but I did not add any hot glue around it, which you probably should do if you wanted to make sure this was good and sturdy. But it's in there good, and he's not going anywhere. So that's pretty much our finished product, excuse me. I think it turned out really cute. But now we need to get the ribbon on there. Okay, so I've got my ribbon here to make my florist bow. I don't make these bows as much as I used to because my hands have gotten so bad from arthritis that I have a really hard time with the twisting the wire to fasten the bow. So I'm going to do the best I can with this ribbon and I'm going to fasten it off with a zip tie because I just can't twist the wire like I used to. I don't have the hand strength, the finger strength. So my grandmother was a florist and she taught me how to make a florist bow. I always like to cut my ends. I usually do that part at the end, but this is bugging me because it's crooked. So I'm just going to do that now. So this is the ribbon I've chosen, and it's, if you can, I prefer to use ribbon that has wire in the edges. It holds its shape much better. And I kind of want a little bit, I don't want my tails to be super long, but I do want them to hang down a little bit at least, so it's just easier that way. And I think it just looks better because, like I said, I want this wreath, so to speak, to look elongated as much as possible. And I think the wreath this bow will help with that. So I'm just going to, you just twist and turn. And you start out making the center of the bow. And then you twist and loop. Pinch. Okay, so I'm going to flip that off. Here we have our pretty little bow with our fall design on it. This was, of course, from the Dollar Tree. And I used almost the entire roll. So, and there's actually a nice piece left on here. I think I'll use it for another set of tails to hang down on this ribbon. That just makes it look a little more full, kind of like so. Let's see, the easiest way to do this, I think, just gonna run it through here, and then doing it this way, running this through the center like that and wrapping it around, just kind of hides that zip tie too. So I'm just gonna tie it off, round back. Just gonna tie it on there real tight. Bring those down. like I said, this wire ribbon is as far as I'm concerned, in my humble opinion, it is the way to go because you can really have better control. Whoops, as I drop it. You can have better control with, how your ribbon is hanging and the way it's looking and that. So I just need to trim these ends up so they look a little neater. Okay, now to decide where the best place to put the bow. I don't know. Let's see. Do I want it kind of off to the side like this? Maybe. I can get my hand out of the way. Kind of off to the side like that. Or no. I think he's going to have a kind of a side bow, something like this. It'll look better once I get it in there and I can mess with it a little bit. In fact, I think I'm going to just tuck it up underneath like that so that it adds more fullness to the bottom. I apologize that I can't get the whole thing in here. There we go. See how that looks on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to go to the hot glue gun and glue this into place, and then we'll be done. Okay, so here's our finished product with the bow on there. I'm not so sure I'm all that wild about that bow, but I can easily remove it. I'm kind of thinking I don't even really need a bow up there, but it's all personal preference, of course. So here is our finished product of our scarecrow door wreath, doorknob wreath. As you can see, I've got him hanging on the door. Or you can hang him up on the door like you would a normal wreath. I think either way, it looks pretty good. And I think I'm definitely going to take that ribbon off of there. That just didn't, or the bow, that just really didn't turn out that great in my opinion. I mean, the bow is okay, but I just don't care for it being in that spot. I think I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it goes. But that's just my opinion. And I'm pretty sure you guys will probably agree with me because it looks terrible. Oh gosh. Anyway, I really appreciate you being here with me today, my dear subscribers. I am so grateful for all of you, and I hope that if any of you make one of these, that you'll let me know and maybe email me a picture of it. I'd love to see what you come up with. And always, again, I want to say that if any of you have any prayer requests, anything that you need prayer for, please let me know. You can either leave it in the comments below or email me, and I would be more than happy to pray for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you next time.